Ding, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and hello fellows, Herogon here. Today is Thursday, December 21st of 2023, and right now things have been going pretty interesting. You know how the holidays can be, a lot of us trying to shop for gifts for some of our relatives, be it our parents or anyone else, and of course sometimes making your own small little lists. Now, I'd like to make a bit of an announcement right now. As of now, Herogon's Funlog Files have been caught up. Everything is now up to date, and almost all of 2023's videos for the Funlogs are officially on YouTube. Of course, there is actually one more video. This very video that you are watching. That is right. I'm afraid to say this, but right now, consider this the last Funlog for 2023. After that, I will be doing a bit of a break for the holidays, as Christmas is coming up and New Year's too. Soon enough though, I will be back. Trust me on that part. And the schedule might change, as right now the Funlog recordings might just go straight to YouTube, and if you want to see anything on Instagram, you'll instead be getting trailers for upcoming Funlogs on YouTube. That is pretty much how I'm wanting to put things, and since I've done some polls on Instagram, just letting my followers, of course, decide whether to do voting for bi-weekly or monthly, just as I have with the community. According to Instagram, bi-weekly got the most votes. So I will be doing that for as much as I can, until, of course, a possible schedule change is required, and who knows. Of course, enough with the whole rambling about my YouTube stuff and how things are going to change for me. Let's get to this week's fighting game framework tutorial. This week is from Shawnthebro, and his tutorial of the week involves crouch walking. In that episode, he goes over implementing crouch walking, deciding which characters can walk while crouched, and setting up certain actions to charge and access while in the crouch walk state. Now going into the code itself, there's a few new spots for crouch walking. This character state part, and a boolean that lets the character know whether they can crouch walk or not, if they can perform it or not. Then in the character.cpp, for our crouch walking, it will be all the way up here. Let's see. And it will be set to true by default in the event that one wants most of their characters to be able to crouch walk. The particular spots involving crouch walking are within jump and move right. In jump, we have a new line for and parts, where we have if can move and character state does not equal crouching, crouch blocking, and blocking, and combo state equals none, and jump count is less than the max jump count. Now I add a crouch walking part to that. And you will see that most of the areas will have this following too, such as start manually blocking. Now I've got crouch walking in there too. The start automatically blocking, same deal, adding a does not equal crouch walking. And same in stop manually blocking and stop automatically blocking, just in case anything happens, to make things all clean and good. And then going downward is in move right, where one of our if statements is can move and character state does not equal crouching and crouch blocking and crouch walking right now, and blocking and combo state equals none. We have the new crouch walk does not equal crouch walking part for the character state, and then going into the else if for our stuff. Else if can move and our character state is equal to crouching or crouch blocking, or now crouch walking. We've added another crouch walking there, and within there there's a few changes. Now in our if not is facing right, within that if statement we now have if character state equals e character state be crouch walking. In there we set our state to crouching if our character state equals crouch walking if we aren't facing right. Otherwise, if we are, then pressing forward, if we are pressing forward is true. If we can crouch walk, then if our character state does not equal character state crouch blocking, then we set our character state to crouch walking and add a movement input that's albeit slow, a value of 0.5f. Same goes for the else if, where our value is greater than negative 0.01f, which is our left axis part. If our character if is facing right, our pressing backward is set to true. If the character state equals character state crouch walking, then we set character state to crouching. Otherwise, is pressing forward will be set to true. And if can crouch walk, we have the same stuff here. Is pressing forward is set to true. And within if can crouch walk is the if character state does not equal crouch blocking, we set it to crouch walking, and add our movement input there. And outside of that, if none of that happened to be true, we set our is pressing backward and is pressing forward to false. And if our character state equals crouch walking, we set our character state to crouching. Then within move right controller, it's the same deal here. Of course, after our if controller is input device gamepad, if our character does not equal character state of crouching and crouch blocking and crouch walking, we go through the same old logic stuff. It's all the same, but it's for the move right controller instead, because for controllers, their dead zones are requiring a 0.2 amount for the value. And then in end stun, if we're manually blocking, now we have this and character state does not equal crouch walking for both if we are manually blocking and if we aren't. And of course, that is pretty much it for the new logic in the code for the crouch walking. Within our animation blueprint, there's a few spots. A new state machine called crouch walk, where if we want to go from crouch to crouch walking, our state has to equal crouch walking. If we want to go crouch walk to manual block, the crouch manual block that is, our character state needs to equal crouch blocking for our transition rule. And of course, from crouch manual block, we can go back to crouch if our transition rule is crouching. And of course, we can go back to crouch walk if our character state is equal to crouch walking. There's nothing here much for the transition rule other than getting our character reference, character state, and having it equal to crouch walking. And of course, if we want to go from crouch walk back to idle, that of course requires this. The transition rule from crouch walk to idle, we have to have it our character state not equal to crouching, crouch blocking, or crouch walking. Actually, it's the AND boolean. We don't want to have all of these things. There's a difference between the and or boolean. And needs all of these to be true in order to enter the transition. And within crouch walk, I have a walking crouch placeholder, which is essentially just a copy of my placeholder falling animation from Mixamo. And of course, it's set to loop since it's walking animation. And that is almost everything. The few other improvements I've done are pretty minimal. Just some moveset data for Adam Mortem that is now connected to the data table of hitbox data. And now let's get into things right here. We'll go into the practice mode this time around, Beachside Karate Dojo, and then Adam Mortem. Or, better yet, we can have both Jason Wesley and Adam Mortem to show off. Now, if you notice, from Adam Mortem on the left, he can move slowly, which is a little different from usual. And of course, with Jason Wesley, he can do the same too, but I have not set up the crouch stuff here. And of course, if you're crouching, you cannot crouch walk backwards. Now, it's not a bug, trust me on that one. And before I leave this part, you can see from here that I can change one of the characters to not be able to crouch walk. So we'll go back into the game itself. Oh, wrong one. And then of course here, as you can see, no matter how much we try to push forward, it doesn't work. Unfortunately, or rather fortunately, since that is exactly what the can crouch walk boolean is supposed to do. Of course, I know many would probably prefer everyone to be able to crouch walk. But hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess. And as you can see here, it works pretty well. Let's see. Let's see here. And of course, I can transition quite well from going between crouch blocking and crouch walking. And the same goes for this here. And that is pretty much all there is. So, happy early holidays. Happy holidays to all. Whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or whatever fictional holidays you might like, be it Pule or a Baxter Day, or whatever else you can think of from any pop culture phenomena, it's always good to celebrate the holidays and spend time with family. Credit goes to Shawnthebro, who for all of his tutorials has been quite the ride this past year of 2023, and I look forward to seeing you all soon enough for the 2024 year. Hopefully, plenty of exciting things will come about, and I look forward to seeing you guys around. With all of that, I've been Herogon, you've been you, and thank you for tuning in, and happy holidays to you all. Have a Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and all of the other holidays in between. Good night, everyone. Actually, have a happy holidays. Oh boy. Sorry for all of that crap. Scrap. Happy hero-tastic holidays to all. Goodbye, everyone.